Have you ever noticed how the loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful? You witness this phenomenon everywhere in boardrooms, social gatherings, even in your own family dynamics. The individual who speaks constantly, who must always have the last word, who cannot bear a moment of silence, reveals something profound about their inner state. They are not displaying strength, they are hemorrhaging it. Watch closely the next time you encounter such a person. Notice how they seem to feed off reactions, how they become agitated when ignored, how their very existence depends on being heard. This is not confidence. This is desperation masquerading as authority. The truly powerful individual sits quietly, observing, calculating, understanding. Their silence is not emptiness, it is fullness beyond measure. You have been conditioned to believe that power announces itself, that strength must be declared, that influence requires noise. This is the greatest deception ever perpetrated upon the human spirit. The masters of this world understood what you have forgotten, that true power operates in silence, moves through restraint, and conquers through presence rather than proclamation. The psychological mechanism beneath this behavior reveals the fundamental difference between what I call master morality and slave morality. The slave seeks validation from others because he has none for himself. Every word he speaks is a plea for recognition, every argument an attempt to prove his worth to a world he secretly believes rejects him. He reacts because he cannot act from his own center. The master, however, operates from an entirely different psychological foundation. His silence is not the absence of something, it is the presence of everything. He has no need to convince others of his value because his value is self-evident to himself. This is the will to power in its purest form, not power over others, but power over oneself. When you observe someone who cannot stop talking, you are witnessing a person who has not yet learned to be alone with themselves. They fear the silence because in silence they must confront who they truly are beneath the masks and performances. The chatter is not communication, it is avoidance. They speak to escape themselves, not to reach others. The truly powerful individual has made peace with his own shadow. He has descended into the depths of his being and emerged victorious. This is why he can remain silent. He has nothing to prove because he has already proven everything to the only judge that matters, himself. Here is what society will never tell you. Your need to be heard is your weakness being exploited. Every time you feel compelled to defend yourself, to explain your actions, to justify your choices to others, you surrender your power to those who have no right to judge you. The world has trained you to believe that silence equals agreement, that not responding means defeat. This is slave morality in its most insidious form. You have been taught to seek approval from the very people who lack the capacity to understand your true nature. You waste your precious energy explaining yourself to those who have already decided what they want to believe about you. This is not communication, it is self-betrayal. The uncomfortable truth is that most people's opinions of you are merely projections of their own insecurities and limitations. When someone demands that you explain yourself, defend your position, or prove your worth, they are revealing their own need to feel superior. They cannot bear the sight of someone who is comfortable in their own skin without external validation. Society has convinced you that engagement equals strength, that you must always fight back, always have the last word. But this is precisely how they keep you weak. Every time you take the bait, every time you rise to defend yourself against unworthy accusers, you demonstrate that their opinion matters to you more than your own. Consider the hidden cost of this reactive pattern. What does it truly steal from you? Every moment spent justifying yourself to others is a moment not spent creating, building, becoming who you are meant to be. Your life force, your creative energy, your authentic power. All of it pours out through the wounds of your need for approval. Think of your energy as a precious resource, more valuable than money, more finite than time. When you argue with fools, when you defend yourself against the unworthy, when you seek to convince those who have no capacity for understanding, you are hemorrhaging this vital force. You are feeding parasites who grow stronger while you grow weaker. The truly devastating cost is not just the energy lost, but the authenticity sacrificed. Every time you modify your behavior to gain someone else's approval, you move further away from your true self. You become a performance, a character in someone else's story, rather than the author of your own destiny. What price are you paying for the illusion of being understood by those who lack the capacity to see you? How much of your genuine power have you surrendered to maintain relationships that require you to be less than you are? The energy you spend trying to control how others perceive you is energy stolen from the work of becoming who you truly are. Here is the revelation that will transform how you see every human interaction. When someone tries to provoke you into defending yourself, they are revealing their own powerlessness, not exposing yours. The person who seeks to draw you into argument, who demands explanations, who cannot bear your silence, they are showing you exactly what they lack within themselves. Their need to make you react is their admission that your presence threatens something in them. Your calm silence forces them to confront their own inner chaos. Your refusal to engage reveals the emptiness of their provocations. This is why they become more agitated when you remain unmoved. Your peace exposes their turmoil. The manipulator reveals himself the moment he tries to make you feel guilty for not explaining yourself. The insecure person exposes his weakness when he demands that you prove your worth to him. The one who cannot bear your silence shows you that he cannot bear his own company. Watch how people react to your refusal to engage in their drama. Notice how those who truly respect you accept your boundaries without question, while those who seek to use you become angry when you withdraw your energy from their games. Their reaction tells you everything you need to know about their intentions and their character. The path to authentic power begins with a fundamental shift in perspective. You must stop seeking to be understood and start understanding yourself. The Übermensch, the overman I spoke of, is not someone who dominates others, but someone who has achieved complete dominion over himself. This transformation requires you to embrace what I call the process of self-overcoming. You must descend into your own depths, confront your shadow, and emerge with the unshakable knowledge of who you are. Only then can you afford the luxury of silence, because you no longer need others to confirm your reality. True strength is not the ability to shout down your opponents, but the capacity to remain centered when chaos swirls around you. It is not the power to force others to listen, but the wisdom to know when speaking serves your highest purpose. The master speaks when his words can create, heal, or elevate, never to defend, explain, or justify. This is the secret power I offer you. The ability to win every situation by refusing to play games that diminish you. When you stop explaining yourself to those who have not earned the right to understand you, you reclaim the energy that is rightfully yours. When you stop seeking validation from the external world, you discover the inexhaustible source of power within yourself. The moment of truth has arrived, and you cannot escape this question. Are you ready to stop being a slave to others' opinions and become the master of your own destiny? Will you continue to scatter your precious energy like seeds on barren ground, seeking approval from those who lack the capacity to see your true worth? Or will you finally understand that your need to be understood by everyone is precisely what prevents you from being understood by yourself? The choice before you is not between speaking and remaining silent. It is between living as a reaction to others' expectations and living as the creator of your own values. Every moment you spend explaining yourself to the unworthy is a moment stolen from the work of becoming who you are meant to be. Can you bear the weight of your own greatness without needing others to validate it? Are you strong enough to let your silence speak louder than their noise? Will you finally claim the power that has always been yours? Or will you continue to give it away to those who see you as a source of entertainment rather than a force of nature? The world is waiting to see which version of yourself you will choose to be. The question is not whether you are capable of this transformation. The question is whether you have the courage to stop hiding behind the comfortable prison of others' approval and step into the terrifying freedom of your own authentic power.